All right, looks like we are live. So we're going to give it a couple minutes till the top of the hour, and then we'll get rolling. Welcome, if you're just joining us, for our Q&A or Q&Awesome webinar, as I like to call it. We'll be with you in just a couple minutes. We're just going to get things set behind the scenes here and make sure that we're all ready to roll right at the top of the hour. So we are here for our Q&A or Q&Awesome call. Welcome, glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. And if you would be so kind, if you can tell me that you can see the screen and hear my voice, you should see a blue slide that says Q and Awesome. Just give me a quick little yay or nay in the chat. Let me go over to the chat here and see if I can see. And I'll type, can you see the screen? All right, awesome, Linda. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. So we're going to answer some questions for you if you have any. We're going to share some info and slides with you to fill in the blanks between the questions. And we'll get started in just a second. Actually, you know what? It's the top of the hour, so let's just jump in and get started. Why wait, right? All right, so thanks, you guys, for being here. I appreciate it. I know people will be joining us as we move along. Feel free to type any questions in the chat. I'll tell you what this is all about because we have some new folks here. And I'll also share some content with you in between the questions. But mostly we're here to just help you learn and progress with video marketing. So this is our monthly Q&A webinar that we do for Video League members. Today we opened it up for one and all because it's my birthday and I thought it would be cool. We're also going to share some content and resources with you. Answer your questions first and foremost. And if anyone is feeling brave and wants to do a hot seat or get some individual coaching, that's fine too. This is a webinar format on Google Hangouts, as you can see. So we're going to be sharing some slides and going through the presentation here. And I am going to monitor the chat box closely so that you can put any questions there and I'll do my best to answer them. So let's get going then. You guys pretty much know about me. If there are any new folks here, I'll let you know real quickly that my background is in television marketing and promotion. I worked at E, I worked at Fox. I spent about 20 years in the TV business and have been online for 10 years. Oh my gosh, 10 years. So why should you use video? Let me just do this as a sort of preface to our questions. If you have questions about online marketing, about video, type them into the chat. In the meantime, I'll share some facts and figures with you. Now, did you know that people who view a product video are 85% more likely to buy that product? Well, TV's been doing it for 50 plus years, so we should know that. Video increases people's understanding of a product or service by 74%. 75% of users will visit a marketer's website after seeing a video. This is why it's so important to have videos on YouTube. And this is an interesting one. 80% of online visitors will watch a video, but only 20% will read the content because we are so dang lazy. 90% of users say that seeing a video about a product is helpful in the decision-making progress. And we also know that web pages with video keep viewers on the site twice as long as those without video. All right, so we'll just keep moving here. I don't see any questions yet, so I'm going to keep going till we have some questions. So another stat that I like to share, and pretty much you guys who have seen this before know this, 89 million people in the United States are going to watch 1.2 billion online videos today. So that is a pretty big number and a pretty compelling reason to be doing video. So let me look at the chat here, see if we have any questions as I go through this, and we'll get into the content. I don't see anything so far, so I'm going to keep rolling. All right. I also want to tell you briefly about Video League. Actually, I'll probably save this for the end. When we do these Q&A calls and these content calls, they are typically for the insiders and members of our Video League. Every once in a while, like today, we open it up to the general public. But we do a Lose Labs training webinar every month. We do one of these monthly coaching and Q&A calls every month. We have a Facebook forum for questions and tech support. We have a member center where you can find all the replays and materials. We have online marketing kits that we send out every month. I got to send out March this week. And we have Shut Up and Shoot accountability days. So that's just some of the goodies we have as part of Video League. And the Q&A call is part of that as well. But today it's open to the public. So tell me, if you would be so kind, where are you stuck when it comes to video? What's your biggest video marketing challenge? What's your biggest technical roadblock? And or why aren't you creating more marketing videos? And I know some folks here are creating videos, so that's awesome. I'm going to run a quick little poll here to see how this poll thing works on Webinar Jam. On the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a sidebar. And if you go under polls, you should see a question that says, have you been using video in your marketing? And it should say yay or nay. So you can vote in this poll live in real time right now and answer the question, have you been using video in your marketing, yay or nay? We'll give it a minute or so. We've got about a dozen or so people here. So that's awesome. Thank you for being here. Martin, Susan, Roger, Lois, Judy, pet grief coach. Ooh, I need to talk to you. That's cool. God, I always feel so bad when people lose their pets. It's just really. Anyway, on a lighter note, check out the poll here. And it looks like what we've got here. Let me give you another second to finish that. Have you been using video in your marketing in the poll? And I'll show you the results. So the results are 25% yes, have been using video in your marketing. 75% have not. So you are in the right place. If you're doing video, we're going to give you some tips and tricks on doing it better. If you're not doing video, we're going to try and encourage you to start. And I'm going to answer some questions now before we get in to the content. So Judy is coming from beautiful Montana. She wants to use small videos to market reports. Yes, absolutely. And you have a great niche there. If you're in the pet grief coach, that is a very unique niche. And I think you would do well to create short videos for YouTube, maybe some tips for getting through pet grief, you know, how to talk to your kids when their pet passes away, just sort of like the frequently asked questions to introduce yourself to that audience. And again, you can put it on YouTube. You can also put it on Facebook. A lot of times, because I'm a pet person and a dog person, I have Rocco the rescue pug. I previously had Stella the pug, who passed away, and I was pretty crushed after that. So a lot of times you'll see people who will post information about their pets going off the Rainbow Bridge or then losing their pets. So you could offer your information, videos, services, etc., to those folks who post on Facebook. So absolutely, I would use very short, short and sweet videos on YouTube and Facebook to market those reports. Oh, let me see. This is blocking it here. Somebody else had a question, and for some reason, it just disappeared. Where is it here? Let me go back to the chat here. Oh, there we go. What is the best resource for background photos and media for green screen? For green screen, I recently used Pixabay, Pixabay, and believe it or not, I found some free video backgrounds there, and that was a good place for background photos or footage for green screen. The trick with green screen, and this is really a whole separate webinar, to be honest with you, Ken, but the trick with green screen is bright, even lighting. The better your green screen or your screen is lit for chroma key, the easier it will be to knock out that color and put in a different background. I use Final Cut Pro, which makes it pretty easy to do green screen. It used to be complicated. It's a lot easier now. So in Final Cut Pro, I'll shoot on a green background that is very well and evenly lit. I'll bring it into Final Cut Pro and replace that green background with the background that I want. Could be a background I find on Pixabay.com, for instance, who has free, totally legal to use images, professional images, and video clips as well. All right, I'm going to go back to the slides for a bit until I see some more questions. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the challenges that people tend to face. Now, a lot of times when people are using video, one of the challenges is overwhelm. There are too many tools and not enough time. I know that we all have a tendency to focus on gadgets rather than goals. I'm guilty of that myself. You know, I want a tool, I want a button, I want a quick fix. But the important thing is to think about the goal of your video and not get too hung up on the gadgets and the technology. It is easy to get overwhelmed. The market is saturated with so-called solutions and bright, shiny objects. And there really aren't that many people teaching the basics of simple, streamlined, and smart video. Obviously, we try and do that here so we can get rid of your overwhelm and get you making videos. Again, if you start to cut through the clutter, you realize that the important questions are really, and the important ways to do this is to create a plan for every video you create. So again, do you want to market a product or service or ebook or report like Judy? Do you want to generate visibility and awareness? Whatever the goal of that video is, you have to have a plan for that video to accomplish the goals, because knowing your goals was going to save you a lot of time and frustration. As you begin to create videos, you'll find ways to streamline and simplify the process. And the more time you spend preparing, the less production you'll have to do, the less post-production you'll have to do. So that whether that means having a script or just knowing what you're going to say or knowing what platform you're going to use, all those things are going to help you save time. And also, don't just think of videos as talking head on-camera videos. You can also use off-camera options as well, and I'll share a couple of those with you as we go through here. I don't see any questions at the moment, but I will keep checking back there and see if any questions come in. Feel free to just put them into the chat, and I will answer them as they come in. Hopefully you can see the chat box on the right-hand side, and just type any questions you have there. Also, use free online resources whenever you can. Try to stay low-tech. Don't make it more complicated for yourself. Don't make your job any more difficult than it already is. You don't know what you don't know, and that's all right. You'll find out along the way. Sometimes it helps to have a coach or accountability partner. Some folks here are also in the 30-day video challenge, where we get a lot of accountability and people try and help each other out, and a lot of folks have accountability partners. And the big thing to remember, because I have a lot of videos that are 90% done, but I never quite finished them, you have to remember done is better than perfect. And at some point you have to decide on progress versus perfection. So try and keep that balance. and try and remember that done is better than perfect in most cases. And try not to overthink the whole video thing. I know it's easy to get overwhelmed, but the truth is you really don't need a ton of equipment or resources to get started. You can start with your webcam, your smartphone. I did a bunch of videos on Sunday with my iPad. Of course, it helps if you have a YouTube account, because that's a place where you can upload and host your videos for free. And then try and find a spot in your home or office or living room or somewhere where you can shoot your videos anytime without having to do a lot of setup. If you have to set up lights in a special area of your house every single time, you're not going to do video as often because it's going to be too complicated. I happen to have my Mac on my desk with a blank wall behind me, a nice neutral background, so I can pretty much fire up the computer webcam and shoot anytime. So try and keep it simple. Try and create a system so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. And that will give you more chances for success. And I also talk a lot, you guys who have been on before have heard me talk about the video sweet spot, which really just means what's the easiest and most effective video platform for you. Is it on camera? It may just be a talking head video, which is totally fine. It might be a video interview on Blab or on Google Hangouts. A lot of people are using Blab at blab.im for interviews. Quick tip series for YouTube, always a good way to go. You might try animated videos or sketch videos, sometimes called explainer videos. A lot of folks like to do PowerPoint to video, which is what I do here essentially. Once I create my PowerPoint and narrate it, it's basically a video or a video webinar. You can also do screencasts or screen capture videos using something like Jing or Camtasia. All right, now we got some questions coming in. Awesome, thanks. All right, so let me go to these questions and then we'll come back to the slides in a minute. All right, so Linda asks, for video for an adult education website, what's the best way to frame the request to register for classes now? If you're doing a video that's on a landing page or a registration page or a webinar page, the best way to do that is as simply and as briefly as possible, explain the benefits and outcomes of that class and try to inject some urgency and scarcity into it. So in other words, Linda, with the class, I'm guessing if it's not a rolling class that it starts on a particular day. So obviously people have to register or sign up before the classes begin, so you're able to add some built-in urgency to the video. But basically, and I do a lot of videos for webinars, I try and talk about the outcome of the class. What's the person going to gain? What's the big result that they're going to get? So basically what you want to do is try and inject some scarcity and urgency and try and tell folks what is the outcome of taking that class. If I'm going to take an adult ed Italian class at the kids' school or something, a night class, I want to know that, you know, in 6 weeks I'll have a basic understanding of conversational Italian, you know, whatever that outcome is going to be. So let me just type this in here because somebody's in the old site. All right, sorry about that. So hope that answers your question, Linda. Short, sweet, and benefit-oriented. How long do you recommend, asked Susan, how long do you recommend to take for filming and editing for a 2 to 3 minute video? Boy, that's a big kind of it depends question. If you decide to do just a basic talking head video, then, you know, you might not have to do a lot of editing. Usually, if it's for a 2 to 3 minute video, I try and do maybe 5 or 6 takes so that the more you do in the production, in the live part, the less editing you're going to have to do. So if I'm doing a 3-minute video and I can get through almost all of it without starting or stopping or coughing or losing my place, then I'm not going to have to do much editing. So I'll take some time to do the videos, and I try and keep them really short, but I'll take some time to try and get through that video as cleanly as possible. So I might do 6 to 10 takes. And again, I'm not using a teleprompter. I'm not using cue cards. I'm just kind of going from memory, from the bullet points that I know I want to say. And then the editing, frankly, takes a lot longer. So that's why I try and, get it right up front, because I'll have to do less editing. Now, I'm, sort of a video editor by trade, so obviously I can do that a lot more quickly. But most folks who are not regular editors, or who don't do it very often, it's going to take a little while. If you only need to chop off the front and back end of it, and maybe you're editing it on YouTube or WeVideo, I'm going to show you a slide for that in a moment, then, it shouldn't take too long. But frankly, it depends. If the video is a keeper video, then you want to take some time. If it's just sort of an on-the-fly casual video, then maybe it doesn't take as long. So let me show you a slide related to that, or that's kind of related to that question. I like to say that there are 2 types of videos. There's quick videos and there's keeper videos. Quick videos are like quick tips and testimonials, sort of these mobile, on the go, on the fly kind of videos. Even Hangouts, like Google Hangouts, and webinars like this are kind of quick videos because they're live, they're a little more casual, they're kind of on the fly. So quick videos shouldn't take as long. They're kind of allowed to be more informal. They don't have to be as fancy. They don't have to be totally produced. Keeper videos, on the other hand, are videos that are going to have some shelf life. They're videos that are probably going to be on your site for a while. And let me just type this. Sorry about that. Somebody's trying to get into the webinar. I can't get in. Product demos, sales page videos, speaker reels, anything that you're going to use to really sell, and anything that's going to be used to kind of brand you and your products and services. Those are keeper videos that you probably want to spend more time with. So Susan, to answer your question, the more important the video is to your business, if it's a keeper video for your homepage, if it's your welcome video, your first impression video, then spend some more time on it and get it right. If it's a quick video that's kind of one and done and you're just zipping it up on YouTube for a quick tip, then not so much. All right, so another question here. I'm on an iPhone and cannot chat and listen at the same time. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, David. It's challenging at best to watch a webinar on a mobile device. So if you're able to do it, great. If not, try and be at your PC. I will send you a recording of this when we're done. So hopefully that will help a little bit. Lois asks, what's the best inexpensive video software to create a book trailer? Wow, that's a big question because there's so much of it out there. There's so much software out there. What I'll do, Lois, is it just so happens I have a couple slides for that, so I'll share that with you in just a moment. And you guys were asking about editing. You can edit right on YouTube. You don't have to download anything. You don't really have to learn any big fancy software. You don't have to buy anything. Right within YouTube, there's an editor under the Creator Studio. You go to Video Editor, and that will give you a little online editor where you can chop off the beginning or end of your video. You can add text. You can add music. You can slice and dice. So relatively easy to use, relatively basic editor. And that's not a bad way to edit your videos if you want a quick solution that is not too complicated. So anyway, Another option is called WeVideo. That's online, and it is at wevideo.com. And that works on a Mac or a PC. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Mac or PC. They have a very low cost version and a free version. So it's very easy to use, very intuitive, short learning curve, pretty short learning curve. And that way you don't have to buy any expensive editing software. It's really user-friendly, pretty easy to use. So check that out. And wevideo.com is a great place to edit your videos online without having to download any software or learn any complicated programs. So check that one out when you have a chance for editing. Let me just fix this here. Do this here. And all right, so moving right along, and I will go to your additional questions in a moment. Lois was asking about tools to create a book trailer. Now, here we're talking about off-camera tools. In other words, tools where you don't have to be on camera speaking. You don't have to do that talking head video. You can rely on online tools to create the video so that you don't have to be on camera. And these can be really effective for creating a book trailer or any other goodies. Check out Video Maker FX. That's some software that is relatively inexpensive that will allow you to do sketch videos. And let me send this out. And also another option is if you have an iPad, Adobe Voice is some really cool software for the iPad that's free that will allow you to tell stories, use your voice, narrate your book trailer or your product video. And Adobe Voice provides images and pictures and graphics and music. And it is probably one of the easiest, most intuitive ways to create a video off camera that I've ever seen. And it's free. The only catch is you have to have an iPad because it is an iPad app called Adobe Voice. I'm going to write that in here so you guys will be able to see it. Adobe Voice for iPad. So that's a great tool for using if you want to create a video where you don't have to be on camera. Very inexpensive, obviously. That one's free. Another one is called Powtoon, and that's another software that will allow you to create really fast, fun, flexible animation because they have templates that you take and create. And you can use their templates and basically replace the graphics and the words and tell your own story. So David asks, what is a decent free editing platform besides YouTube? And you might have missed this one, but wevideo.com is a great free video editing platform online that works for Mac or PC, not YouTube. It's wevideo.com. So I would check that out if you're interested in editing. Lynn asks, he's trying to keep the related videos from coming up and the REL+0 doesn't work. Huh, interesting. Lynn, shoot me an email offline and I can take a look at it. It should just say REL equals 0. Maybe it's because you have plus, not equals. REL equals sign 0 should be in the HTML code of that. But you can email me at lou.bortone@gmail.com and maybe I can take a look at it and see what's up with that. When it comes to YouTube, one never knows exactly what the situation is. All right, so we'll keep going. We'll keep answering questions as well. All right, so we've got WeVideo. We've got tools, some other tools for hosting your videos. And this kind of relates to Judy's next question. One, if you don't want to use YouTube for hosting your video, you can find a third-party platform. One of the ones that I use is called Viewbix. And the nice thing about Viewbix, if you decide to host your video there, it does cost more, but it's got some extra bells and whistles, is that you can control the way your video looks and plays. You can add overlays, you can add social media buttons. You can create what's called a custom player, so you can control what the video actually looks like. You can see here in this example on this slide where I've got a big yellow button at the top that says free session. So when people watch the video, they could also go up to that top right-hand corner and click on free session, which is a link to my schedule. Now, I don't have that particular video up anymore, but just as an example for the types of things that you can do with Viewbix. If you decide to take a third-party paid hosting platform, many of them will give you a lot of bells and whistles like Viewbix. So Judy asks, I would like to do book reviews on video, and how do I load them to Amazon? Again, you can do the videos however you want on your computer, and then you should be able to upload them directly to Amazon in the review section. So when you go to do I haven't done this for a while, so I'd have to look at it, but when you go to do your review, there is an option to do a video review. So I don't know if it lets you upload it or if you have to do it live. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've used it, but there is definitely a way to do video reviews on Amazon.com. Also, as we're talking about video hosting, you can host your videos on another Amazon platform called Amazon S3. This is a very low cost, very reliable way to host or have your videos have a place to live where you can protect them and make sure that they're safe and let only the people you want to see them. And that's called Amazon S3. Okay, Judy asks if I'm happy with Webinar Jam. Yes, I love Webinar Jam. I use it all the time. It is a software that you can do webinars with in conjunction with Google Hangouts, and it's what we're using right now. The only drawback to Webinar Jam is if your internet connection is spotty, and that's really more of a Google Hangouts problem than a Webinar Jam problem. So any of the issues I've had with Webinar Jam have actually been Google Hangout issues and connectivity problems. So if you have a good, strong internet connection, then Google Hangouts and Webinar Jam is a great solution for doing webinars, because once I finish this webinar, it will be automatically recorded and uploaded to my YouTube account, because that's what Google Hangouts does. So I highly recommend it. David asks, is there something that will let me know if I have a decent voice for voiceover? I don't know if you're looking to see if you have like a radio, want to be on TV kind of voice for voiceover, or if you just want to narrate or voice over your own products or services. If that's the case, then if I can pull this off with my Boston accent and my crazy voice, then you can probably do it too. As long as you are clear and understandable, your voice is part of your brand. Just be yourself. And if you're trying to do, really professional voiceovers, then you'd probably have to get the advice of a professional. And I'm not a professional voiceover person, so I'm not the best one to tell you that. Okay, so another question from Michael about Viewbix. Does Viewbix use progressive streaming like YouTube, or do the videos have to cache to play? Again, it depends on your own internet connection. I've never had a problem with Viewbix. They play just like YouTube videos. There doesn't seem to be any delay or caching or anything like that, unless I'm in like a hotel room with crappy internet connection. So Viewbix is an alternative to YouTube for hosting, and really the benefit with Viewbix is that you have a lot more control and a lot more bells and whistles. So you can add all kinds of overlays and social media buttons and things like that. And then David asks, what do I think of Amazon S3 for hosting? I've been using it for years and years. It's a little bit of a pain to set up, but once it's set up, it's really easy. So I can, even if I have my videos hosted on YouTube, I'll usually have a backup on Amazon S3 because it's more reliable and secure. A lot of times if I'm doing member content, I'll put it on Amazon S3 so people can't get to it that aren't supposed to get to it. You know, obviously very reliable, very inexpensive. I mean, even with the amount of content I have on there, it's really not much at all per month. And you can host other things there like pictures or PDFs or JPEGs, so it's not just videos. And yes, I use, good question, David. Yes, if you can use Amazon S3 and YouTube at the same time for one video. Yes, you can. So I have a video on YouTube and I have the same video backed up on Amazon S3. The question is, where do you want that video to play? If you want it to play from YouTube, then you have to use the YouTube embed link or embed code. If you want the video to play from Amazon S3, then you have to use that link. So it's really just a matter of, you know, where you're serving the video from. And in most cases, it doesn't matter. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But I may have on my website, I may have a video playing from YouTube because that's where I uploaded it. And it's just as easy to put the embed code from YouTube on my website. I could just as easily put that Amazon S3 link and have it play from there. So either way, doesn't really make that much difference, but you can do both. Sorry here, I don't see that. I can sort of see that question, but I can't quite see the rest of it. So I'll have to wait and see here. All messages are public. Let me just, okay. Let's see, Viewbix. How much is Viewbix? Because the homepage doesn't really explain anything. There should be a pricing tab on that page somewhere. I pay annually, so I don't see it every month, so I don't remember exactly, but I want to say about $20 a month. And they have different plans, obviously, for different amounts of stuff that you're doing. I don't use Viewbix that extensively, but I don't think it's very expensive either. All right, so feel free to continue to ask your questions here. This is an open Q&A call. Typically, these are reserved for my Video League people, but today we opened it up. I want to share another resource with you when it comes to video, and that is video email. And video email or Vmail can be really effective to break through the clutter, to get to people that are usually hard to get. It's a great way to connect with your prospects or clients. And a lot of these video mail services or Vmail services are free. MailView, MailVU is one of them. VSnap is another one. BombBomb, I use BombBomb, although that one's a paid one. It's a little more expensive. So it's, again, just a great way to send video email as a way to break through the clutter and get through to folks and have a message that's more personal and engaging and really helps connect you with your viewer. So I'm a big proponent of that, and it's something that you might want to look into. Also, a couple of other cool resources for creating video intros or video animations. One is called IntroMate. It is an iPhone app that's $2.99. It will allow you to take their very simple templates and replace their text with your text to customize it and turn it into a 5 or 10 or 15-second intro right from your phone. So that's a really cool app. Again, it's this particular one's an iOS iPhone app, but it's a great way to make animated video introductions. Another one, $3.99 for the iPhone, is called IntroDesigner. It's essentially the same thing, but these guys have 21 professional templates with all kinds of different animation that you can customize. You can change the text, you can change the fonts, the colors, etc. and basically create a nice little 5 to 30-second intro for your videos. It's a good way to brand your videos. You can create an outro call to action, or an intro, branding intro that's like a TV show open. So that's really cool for creating animated intros. Very low cost, low tech way to do that if you happen to have an iPhone or an iPad. David's asking, what do I think of the new Run webinar platform? I've seen it. There's a lot of emails flying around and buzz flying around on. There's another new web platform that came out, webinar platform that came out, that's very inexpensive. However, it only runs on Firefox. And I think, you know, because I'm doing webinars for folks all over the world who are using all kinds of different browsers, that's a big drawback for me. So David's asking about a new platform called Run Webinar, which is pretty affordable right now. However, because it only runs on Firefox browser, that's kind of a deal breaker. I need something that will run on Chrome and some other browsers as well. Hope that answers that question. Let me just check this. All right, so let me know if you have any other questions. We're getting towards the end here. I have a few other things to share. This one's a fun one, and this one's not just for iPhone. This is for iPhone or Android. This is an app, a very low-cost app, $1.99, where you can take a photo of your favorite furry friend and make it look like it's talking. So if you've got a dog or a cat or a hamster or a fish or God knows what, you get a picture of them, you can turn it into a quick little message. So you can turn that animal into a talking animal using this relatively low-cost software for Mac, for iOS, or for Android, called My Talking Pet. It's very, very easy to change your little picture into a picture that looks like it's talking, and then you record a voice. You can speed it up, you can slow it down so it doesn't sound like your voice. And it's just a fun little app that you can do to create quick little videos. So check that out when you have a chance. Another app that you might want to take a look at if you want to record your screen is called Screencast-o-matic. Screencast-o-matic is a screen recording software that is very inexpensive. There's also a free version, and it allows you to record whatever is on your screen, record and narrate. So if you're doing a demo, or you want to show someone how some software looks, or show someone something on your computer, you can just go to Screencast-o-matic and check out their version. They have a free version that will let you do up to 15 minutes. And then they have a version that's just $15 a year that gives you a lot more flexibility, and you can record longer videos. All right, so another great little thing to use is called Zoom.us. Zoom.us is another screen sharing software that you can try for free. That's great for recording video interviews. So that's something that you might want to look at. Just some cool software, very affordable. There's also a free version. If you want to record video interviews, or if you want to share your screen with someone. And finally, there's one called Join.me, which is very easy to use. And you can check it out at Join.me. It's good for screen sharing, so you can show someone your screen regardless of where they are. I use it for tutoring and for video tutorials and things like that. So hopefully that's some ideas for you. Let me see if there are any other questions. All right. Lois says, my computer's webcam software is not very good. Can you recommend an inexpensive external webcam? Most Logitech webcams are fine. Usually you can get a Logitech webcam from anywhere from $30 to $100. If you find a Logitech webcam in the $40 or $50 range, that's going to be do the job for you, and I'm sure will be more than adequate. So you can find an external webcam like a Logitech webcam, maybe anywhere from $30 to $50, and they're all pretty much the same. Obviously, the more expensive ones have a few more bells and whistles, but they all pretty much do the same job. Okay. So, Michael says, Run Webinar runs on all platforms, but as an admin, you can only access via Firefox. Okay, I'll have to take another look at that. I misunderstood what it said there. Let me tell you a little bit about, we do these Q&A calls every month when you're part of Video League. We also do Lose Labs trainings. We do Facebook. We have a Facebook group that's very active. We have a member center where we put all the replays. We do new online marketing kits that we send you every month. We have Shut Up and Shoot video accountabilities. And we're adding Tame Your Tech Tuesdays. So lots of resources, lots of chances to get help with video stuff, lots of chances to get access to me when you're part of Video League at videomarketingleague.com. So you may want to check that out. It's a lot of marketing and tech support. We have our Shut Up and Shoot days. You can have access to me. People email me questions or ask on the Facebook group, and I answer those questions. Lose Labs webinars we do every month. We do a free online marketing module, which is checklists and cheat sheets and all kinds of cool stuff on different topics each month. And we do these Q&A hangouts every month where you can ask questions, get your questions answered, and also get some new content. David asked, do the intros, which I assume he means on IntroMate and IntroDesigner, do they come out in MP4? I believe they do. They're either MP4 or MOV, but I think they're MP4. I just download them and upload them to YouTube and add them to my videos, so very easy. So again, Video League is $97 a month for access to me, tons of resources, information, and support. It's month to month, so you can cancel anytime. If you do get the Video League annual, you also get 3 months free. So just wanted to make you aware of that before we wrap up. This is a quick look inside the membership area. You can see I put all the coaching calls there from each month. I put the training tutorials, video accountability days, Shut Up and Shoot. Every other month we do a video accountability day. We have the monthly marketing modules. We have tons of bonuses. There's a guide to using Blab, Periscope planning calendar, YouTube quick start guide, YouTube optimization checklist, just a whole bunch of great resources all under one roof, all in one place there to help you do video more effectively and get your message out to the world better. Before we wrap up, let me see if there are any other questions. Do the intros turn into MP4s to download on a PC? Yes, once you have them on your iPhone, you should be able to download them to your Mac or PC, assuming you hook your iPhone up to your Mac or PC, because the video is obviously starts on your iPhone. Judy says, thanks so much for caring and sharing about my talking pet. So excited to get that. I use it all the time with Rocco the rescue pug. I make him talk on, I make Rocco do his thing on that My Talking Pet app, which is kind of fun. David said the Webinar Jam audio is cutting out a bit. I apologize for that. It could be a bandwidth issue. Everything seems to be working here on my end, but I apologize for any inconvenience. Susan has a good question. What's the difference from sending a video with Vmail than via private video with YouTube or Vimeo? Not a great deal of difference, really. I mean, when you send something from YouTube or Vimeo, you're kind of sending the video link or an image of the video that connects to the video. And with Vmail, it's just a little more seamless. And it looks like you're getting that video. You click on the image of the video or the thumbnail, and the video plays seamlessly without taking you to YouTube or Vimeo. So some of the video email platforms are just a little more seamless than sending a video email from YouTube or Vimeo. I don't think there are any other questions. Let me just check and see here. I will again encourage you to check out Video Marketing League if you liked what we did today and would like to do that regularly. and see all the groovy benefits of Video League. I'll put this slide up here. You can go to videomarketingleague.com. I'm going to put that in to the sidebar. So you should be able to see, if I load Video League here, you should be able to see the Video League icon that says find out more on the right with a little 24-hour countdown. So you can do that from here, or you can go to videomarketingleague.com. I'm going to put that in the chat, and then I'm going to check the questions one more time, and then we will wrap it up so we can get you in and out of here in under an hour. Videomarketingleague.com. All right, so hopefully that helps. You can see that if you go to the offer section of your sidebar. I'm going to check the chat. I don't see any other questions. Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. We had a good crowd here today and lots of great questions. And we do this every month if you're part of Video League. Today it was open to the public. Normally it is for our Video League folks. We answer your questions, knock down your challenges, and get you moving quickly so you can do more video and get your message out to the world in a powerful way. So I'm going to leave this offer up for a minute, but I'm going to check the chat and call it a day. I think we are done here. I don't see anything else. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking a look at Video League at videomarketingleague.com. And we're going to wrap it up. So bye for now. We'll hopefully we'll see you next month when we do this again. Thanks again, and bye for now.